Hi, I know this isn't the usual content that I make. You might know me by my animations, by my art, if you look at my social media. But I want to push this YouTube channel in a new direction because, put it simply, I've been inspired. I want to try something new. I want to do more interesting, I guess. Animations are pretty interesting. It's just it takes too much time. I do like making animations, and I probably will make more animations. It's just that I just don't have time. I do have time. But it's not for animation. And I'm making this video apart from wanting to try a new medium. I'm making this video because I want to practice using my voice. I struggle with talking a lot. I think you can tell I stutter a lot, and it takes me a long time to think of what to say. And I thought that if I practice it this way, then maybe I can get somewhere if I do it often enough. And I want to just want to express myself more freely. That's pretty much it. Enough preamble. Happy New Year's, by the way. I'm recording this on 3rd of January 2026. Since it is New Year's, I wanted to make this video looking back on all the art I've made so far. Let's start with 2022. Kai is my old name. Let's see. This was when I was active on a site called Potev, right? It was kind of like Twitter, I guess, but for writers and also for teenagers, because a lot of my old friends are on there. Not anymore, really. Not really active. It became really lonely there now because the developers, they removed the feature to chat, and we can start here. We have January. This was I don't think I made any real finished drawings. Maybe I did, but this was just one that I was proud of. This is honestly cringe to look at. I drew this after watching some video that had bioluminescent fish, Can't remember, it was a gameplay video. And I got inspired. I like fish, I like glowy things, I like the night sky, I like sleeping, and I like drawing, so the game was a 2-player game, I think. I watched Squishy Quack, their gameplay with Stampy Longhead. I think they deleted the series by now, I can't really remember honestly. Here, let's just move on to February. February, this was a event, as far as I remember. This was the moment when I was kind of, I guess, losing myself. I felt like I was shaping myself more for others' happiness rather than for my own happiness. Not a unique experience, I know, but it doesn't make it hurt any less. This piece was inspired by a game that I played on itch.io. It was called Riba. I think it's still on there. You can play it on web, I think. Maybe I'll link it in the description if I feel like it, if I remember. Yeah, this is my persona, by the way. I think, you've seen it on the channel before, but I never explicitly said that it was my persona. But moving on to March, this was a request by someone that I don't remember, and it was on Kotev. I drew this on my phone. Well, I was really inspired by Lewis Wayne at the time because there was this one sketch of a cat that he made with pen that seemed so how do I put it? It seemed so fluid, I guess. It seemed so confident. And I wanted that. I wanted to imitate it. And also I just like the style, right? Moving on to April. These are my friends, and this is me. And these are OCs that they made using a character challenge. That I remember when that used to be really popular. I think it's still popular, right? I just don't see any anymore. It was an OC challenge that this person made. Kira, these are all friends that I made on Kotev. I'm not really in contact with any of them except for, I can be in contact with these two. I don't know where they went, but these two I was pretty close with them. Yeah, this was pretty fun. I used to draw with a mouse, by the way. All of this is drawn with a mouse except for this. This was drawn with my thumb. I can't remember if I used a reference for this or not. I don't think so. I was pretty close with these people. I don't talk with them anymore though. Okay, just moving on. This was in May. This is another Sona. This is supposed to be me. It's a version of me. If you play Twisted Wonderland, or if you know the fandom, I don't know. This outfit might be familiar to you because I was really inspired by design of Riddle Rose Hearts. I really like royal aesthetic. I don't know. I made this design because there was a song like I think it's so popular now. It's King by Canaria. I made a cover on it, but I never uploaded it because why the hell would I? And I drew this character in that template. Well, I don't even know what to call it. I tried several backgrounds with this until I gave up. I wanted to do like a fire background, but I was clearly not experienced enough for that, right? So at some point I think I tried to use a PNG, but of course like that's weird as hell, like a realistic fire behind such a stylized character. So I just decided, whatever, just make it transparent. Moving on, this is June. This is also a event piece. Okay. I don't know if you can hear that. That's my laptop overheating, but this was the piece, right? This was the vent. And here's the blood. I can't remember why I made this. It was the vent, but I don't really remember in response to what, in response to which feelings, or if I just felt like drawing it and I just slapped the vent. This is a vent label on it. Yeah, well, this character, yeah, it's my Sona, but it's another version of my Sona, much like this character. It's a different version. And here we have, moving on, we have July. This is a character from Twisted Wonderland as well. This is Chenya. Artemievich Pinka. I was really proud of this back then. Now, I guess, kind of. I could do better now. But still, for 2022, it's not that bad. So, it looks thin as hell, dog. Moving on, we have August. This was a friend's character. This was this person's character. This was a redesign. I liked their design, and I wanted to do my own spin on it because the character was pretty cute. Like from afar, it doesn't look that bad, right? Oh, whatever. Moving on, we have September. I would try to do like something more painterly. No, it's a tiger with horns. I don't know where I was going there. I just like horns and I like tigers, so I just drew this because what's wrong with drawing some things you like? At the time, I was pretty proud of this, but now I know I could do better. I don't even know if I looked at a reference for this. I think I only looked at a reference for like the stripes or something. I don't know. Okay, well, moving on. This is October. This was kind of an imitation. Well, maybe more so a study of Wuma. You might have seen their art if you listen to Vocaloids. Well, I mean, this was an attempt. This was inspired by the one frame from that song by Neil Fruits, Nirukajitsu, called Arandano. It was when, like, courtesy is not in his dictionary or whatever. I can't even remember what these lyrics mean. I can't even read Japanese. I know that's wo. It's shi, ta, mama, tsu. This at the time it wasn't that bad, but looking back on it, like, what was I doing? Oh, if I didn't have a character that I was in mind that I wanted to draw, I would just draw me. Basically, how narcissistic. Yeah. In November, and this is pretty cute. This was a character that I guess bought, really, but not really bought because it was free. It was designed by this person. It was designed by Bo. I like the design. They were pretty good at designs, I would say. I didn't study animal anatomy. I think I did look at a reference, but I just didn't process it very well. Okay, moving on, we got December, the last month of 2022. Here, this might have been an event. I painted a screenshot from Roblox. This used to be my old avatar. It's different now, trust me. It's a lot better than this. This was this was a character made from all free items except for like something at the front that you can't even see. This was from like one of those chill games, you know, those hangout games, but it wasn't like I don't know if it was like ever used for weird stuff. It usually more felt like hanging out. That's all of 2022. It's a pretty productive year, and as the years go on, I get less and less productive. In 2023, Misha Rosenberg, well, I don't even know how to pronounce my own name. Rosenberg is just fake last name. I stole it from, both of these I stole from musicians. I stole from a composer thing. Misha I stole from that one violinist called Misha Elman. I really like the name Misha. It flows on my tongue. I like saying it. And I like how it sounds. Let's go in January. In the beginning of this year, I wanted to draw. I wanted to make a finished piece every day. Of course, I did not have the time. I did not have the energy to do that, so I was missing out on all the days, and I gave up eventually. This was one of those days where I still had the time, where I still had the motivation, and I drew Soundwave from Transformers Prime. Really like the design of Soundwave here, and I think I did relatively well on it. I think the prompt that day was like silence or whatever. Well, okay. I don't have much to say. Moving on, in February, we have a character right here. This is a character that I made and never used again. It's Tycho or something. Tycho. I'm going to burn the book and I'm going to kill the author. This was actually a quote from a Roblox YouTuber, Flamingo. You probably have heard of him, maybe, if you play Roblox, perhaps, and are into Roblox content. So the whole shtick is this guy is a librarian and also a murderer, because, well, that's the vibe that I got from this quote. I like his eyes. I like the way his eyes are designed. I really like that part of him. And I don't even know what these are. Those are supposed to be earrings, but, well, he doesn't even have ears, so they're just floating in midair. Moving on, this is March. This was an art collab, I think. It's pretty cute. And the character was pretty cute, but I did not do this guy justice. But whatever, moving on. I don't even want to talk about this because it's so cringe. It was on Deviant's art. I like the design of the character, I just can't really draw him. Moving on, we've got April, which was a how do I put it? Remaster of a really old drawing. This was a character that I made back in maybe 2020, I'm not sure. At the time I was pretty proud of this because, well, it's not bad. And I think I was struggling a lot with color, which is why I just chose to make it like gray. And I don't really have that much to say, so we're moving on to May. This was a request. Ignore this area, so I'm going to cover that up because that's embarrassing to look at. This was someone else's character, someone else's Twisted Wonderland OC, actually. It was also pretty fun to draw, to be honest. I really like drawing other people's characters. Moving on, we've got June. This was when I joined an art server. In that art server, they had this challenge every month where you were given like maybe a prompt. I think this one, the theme was just like fighting, pretty much fighting with like someone else's character. This character is not mine. This one is mine. This character is actually based on my cat. His name is Kacang, which means peanut in Indonesian. This character is from Metic Art. Maybe I'll link some of their socials down below. This character, I thought it was really cute, and it turned out to be like people really liked that character in the server. So most of the drawings had the artist character and this character fighting as well. This design is cute. And also this, I traced this background from that The Great Wave off Kanagawa, I think, if I remember correctly, is the title. Well, moving on. That's kind of moving on. Embarrassing to talk about. This was my first commission. I can't remember. I really can't remember anything about it. It was really fun to work on. I could do better now, but this was a really nice memory because the person, my client, they were really nice, really patient as well. Well, moving on. This in August I didn't draw anything. It was busy months, I think. I did draw just traditionally and I never finished anything. So skip that. We're moving on to September. This was a study from from a photo on Pinterest. To be honest, I wasn't really studying. This was just I wanted to draw for fun. So, well, that's that. Moving on. This is more so a study, I guess, because I was drawing from, how do I put this? This was for like a sort of Inktober, except not really, because I wasn't using the normal prompt list. I made my own prompt list of composers. This was still using my mouse too. Wow, just realized. Damn, I think I really improved on here. The previous drawings before this day, I can't even remember. This is Rimsky-Korsakov, by the way. I did really nicely on the beard. The previous drawings before this day were pretty mediocre. Most of them were like hatching. This one, I don't even know how to describe. I used big brush strokes and then put in details, erased things, added things, whatever, made things darker. It's pretty fun, and I learned a lot from it. Well, I mean, from the whole of October, I learned a lot because I was drawing real people, and from that I was doing like realism studies, I guess. I don't even know how to put it. Okay, but like moving on to November, this is Shostakovich. This is the only traditional drawing in this thing. I think it's the only traditional drawing because I don't think I finished anything digitally in November. This was drawn in charcoal. This was when I was obsessed with Shostakovich. I still am, by the way. I definitely could do better, but this looks pretty cute. Like, this is more stylized, even though I was going for something more realistic at the time. I kind of like the stylization, unfortunate stylization that I made, but whatever. Moving on, we've got December. This was when I started using a tablet. My tablet is a Gaumon S620. It was actually my sister's tablet, but she doesn't really use it that much. And this was pretty much a test, just see if I could actually make anything finished with it. Well, that's the answer. And I'm the answer because, well, I still use the tablet to this day. I didn't know what to do with the hand at the back, so I just left it like that. Let's just skip to next year, 2024. Let me find where it is. Okay, we're entering some pretty improvement to some better territory now. This was in January. I think this was event piece. This is supposed to be me, and this is just someone else, so that I'm not going to say much more of. Just moving on. I don't know what to say about it. This was also event, and it sucks. I don't even want to talk about it because I hate looking at it. And this also sucks. This was also kind of painting, like trying to paint at least. I think this was supposed to be Shostakovich, but I really messed up on it. I like how I rendered the hair though, but everything else I could have done a lot better. And I don't really like talking about it. Okay, moving on to April. I have the speed paint up on my YouTube. No. The reference was something I saw on Pinterest, and that's pretty much it. I just wanted to see if I could replicate it, and it wasn't that bad. It's not that bad. It's interesting, but well, not really. Moving on, in May, this is a character from Twisted Wonderland. Who could have guessed? I'm still obsessed with Twisted Wonderland, by the way. I still haven't finished the story, and I hate playing the game, but I I like the characters, I like the lore, I do like the story. It's just too grindy of a game, right? This is Ace Trapala, and I hate him. I hate this guy. I hate his guts. And this is in June. This was on my birthday, actually. I posted this on Instagram. I don't even know what to say about this. This is kind of interesting, kind of not. I like the style of it. This is supposed to be me. This was me with my long hair. I used to have long hair. Now I cut it all off. Used to go like all the way down to my waist, like maybe closer to my tailbone. Like this was based off that song from Adventure Time, Remember You. And well, I had the lyrics right here, like, please, that must be so confusing for a little girl, and please forgive me for whatever I do. And well, yeah, that's me. And I drew feet, by the way. Wow, that's rare. I mean, I like this piece. Moving on, we have July. This was a piece for a competition, actually. Not really an art competition. One of my schoolmates, two of my schoolmates, they were entering this competition. This writing competition. They were writing some novel, but the story it needed to have illustrations. That was part of like the scoring thing. It's going to like score the book as a whole, right? Starting from like the cover art, the illustrations, and of course the story itself, like the writing and stuff. Well, the writing itself, I can't really judge. I don't even remember what it was about. Well, I kind of do. It was about this family. I can't remember. The mother died, as far as I'm aware. Actually, no. Did the mother die or not? The father died. Right, the father died. I don't know what happened to the mother. I think she was there, but I can't remember. The sister was the main character, and she had a younger brother. The younger brother dies in a fire, and the father dies in a car crash. Well, I mean, this is the scene where the younger brother sees the fire, and I don't even know what to say. He sees the fire. It's a forest fire. I don't even think they told us like how it started, or I mean, I can't really say anything. I barely remember the story. Well, okay. I made a total maybe 4 illustrations and the cover art for the book. We did not end up winning, unfortunately, but it was good experience, and I didn't get paid. But moving on to August, I didn't finish anything in August as well. Apparently, it's like in 2023, August is also empty. And well, skipping that. Moving on, we've got September. This was a painting, as you can tell. It's a tiger, and at the time I really liked this, and I still kind of like it as well. There's some parts that I think I could probably do better now. Moving on, we've got October. This was in the same style as the previous month. This was a piece. This is supposed to be me, and this was supposed to be one of my friends. We have matching profile pictures with it, and we still do. Still haven't taken it off, and it's cute. He really liked it as well. I thought it was pretty cute. It took me a while to finish it though. I can't even remember if I started it in October or if I finished it in October. I think I started it here. But well, moving on. November. This was another commission. This, I don't even want to talk about it because I could do a lot better on it, and I took a long time to finish it. I can't even remember if it was started in November or if it was finished in November. Probably finished, honestly. This was someone's character, and this was a comic book character that this person likes. But moving on. This is a character these are characters that I made, all of them. I think this is like one of my other sonas. And the character behind her on our left is Samson, and the character on our right is Ratmir. And I stole those names from operas. I based them on waltzes actually. Samson, I based him off Shostakovich's second waltz. You know, the famous one. And on for Ratmir, I designed him off of the Khachaturian waltz, the masquerade waltz. That's why he's wearing a mask. I had the idea of them like being work partners, maybe like, I don't know, mafia or something, because that's fun. I don't really know what to say. This was for Christmas, and this was for an event in another server. That's the this was my most favorite piece, the one with the two cats. That was me and my friend. That's 2024. Moving on to 2025. Okay, this is my Instagram handle, l.k.hisam. You can find me. This is January. This was an event piece. I'm not gonna say much about it. I mean, I still make pieces in this style. I actually really like how I made it. I made it in one sitting. That's not rare, but nowadays it's rare that I have that much time. But I do have that kind of motivation. But moving on, we have February. This was for a friend's birthday, and I took too long on it, and I ended up ghosting them until like the end of the day on their birthday, because I haven't finished the gift that I made for them, and I don't even talk to them that much anymore. I look back on it and it's like, it's kind of bitter, you know. It's bittersweet because I love the memories. He was a great friend. And well, this character, that's them. That's their character, my friend's character, that I designed, because they actually didn't have like a sona. But also it's cats, because I draw for it. I don't need to go on a tangent about that, so I'm not going to. In March, this was also for a friend's birthday, and it's someone I still talk to, although like not very often, because we don't really have much time anymore. But it's pretty cute. I have the birthday animation up, and I think I finished this in maybe 2 or 3 days. I can't remember, but I already started it pretty late. So I needed to do something quick, and I wasn't willing to like break my back working on it, to be honest, because I was already working on the animation. That's it. Then moving on, we have April. This was event art, and I'm not going to talk about it, so I'm gonna move on. This is also event art. This is May. I think I took a long hiatus. April was originally empty when I made this summary of art, but I filled it in because I felt like I had to. And well, I did have art on that. It's just not finished, and this, I wouldn't even call this like finished art, this, since it's more of a event, and it's not even something that I've posted online. But whatever. I mean, on May, this was something I posted. I'm not afraid to disappear. This is from like the style of January. And moving on, we're just going to skip to June. This was a study on GT Sleep 1200. I really like their art. It's so thought-provoking, and it's so detailed. So I wanted to do kind of a study. This is kind of a study, but also I did it in Microsoft Paint, like the old version, not even the version that has layers and stuff. So I eyeballed, right? I only like referenced, I only studied like the shading and stuff. It was interesting because I got like halfway through, I got frustrated. It was hard for me to get the likeness, but then I started looking with my eyes, and I translated into my hands somehow. This isn't very artist-like explanations. I'm sorry. I'm not used to talking. Forgive me. But that's all that I learned in June. I didn't really draw much in June. I think this was the only finished piece in June. As the years go on, I get less and less productive. Actually, I was going through kind of a tough time in June. I think I was. Oh wait, I did. I was going through. I had competitions. I had an Olympiad, and I had exams as well. Wow. Thank God I'm not in June anymore. Moving on, let's just go to July. This, I don't have much to say about it. I liked working on it because I like drawing faces, I like drawing portraits. And then moving on, this is August. This was a study of Bouguereau. I don't even know if I can call it a study. I don't do studies, right? I don't really study. I study academically, and that's already stressful enough, you know. So I only study when I really have to. This was something I did for fun, pretty much. I was bored, right? So like, this was also made in the MS Paint. I think I was drawing this while I was on call with someone. A phase I liked using Microsoft Paint at the time because it felt really bare bones, and it really made me think of how I actually. I don't even know how to put it. It really made me. It was frustrating. That's all I can say. It's frustrating, but it was really fun because I like to torture myself. That's why I play Fear and Hunger, even though I haven't finished the run yet. But it's like, how do I put this? Because even though Microsoft Paint is a very bare bones program, it's all you really need to make a good piece of art. Like you could go even more bare bones from that than that, and still make some pretty decent art. You don't need, like, I don't know, Clip Studio Paint or Procreate to draw, or I don't know, some professional program, whatever. As you can see, I'm a Fire Alpaca user. I've been told this is also like pretty not very good program, but whatever, it's fun and it's easy to use, so who cares. I hate Ibis Paint. Since we're on the topic of programs, I really hate Ibis Paint. Well, I mean, now I do. It's really hard to. It's like, I don't even know. I can't even put into words how much I hate Ibis Paint. Maybe it's because it's a phone program, and like, even though it's free, well, at least like the it's not free, actually. It's not free. It has a version that's free and a version that's paid. But like, even in the free version, it's so annoying because barely any of the brushes are free, and there's like ads every single time. And I don't know, when I see someone who can make something good with Ibis Paint, it's like, wow, that's so cool, but please, you're kind of limiting yourself. Not really. It's not really that limiting, to be fair. It's actually, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good program. I just don't like it, and I just think, why use Ibis Paint when there are better programs you can use that are less exasperating, that are less like frustrating to use, I guess, because of all the ads and stuff. And I tried to use Ibis Paint on my laptop, but actually I pirated it. I can't even speak, dude. I pirated it because in the laptop version of Ibis Paint, you actually have to pay for it. But they have this free trial where you can like draw for free for an hour every day, and it's annoying. So why did I download it? Why did I use it? Because for a competition, I was only allowed to use Ibis Paint, and that was the only like art program that they allowed to use. And it was a school competition, so whatever. I didn't end up winning. I don't really care about it anyway. So whatever. Let's make a poster. I entered. I can't even enter. I mean, I can't even remember if I entered because I wanted to or because none of my classmates wanted to. So that's that. Which brings me to another topic on that programs yap. Like Flipperclip. If you are an animator, if you're an animator or interested in animation, you've heard of Flipperclip, right? I don't even have the words to put it. I'm just disappointed now that like Flipperclip is so frustrating to use now, because in the past they didn't have that many ads, if I remember correctly, and the premium, Flipperclip Premium, was a one-time purchase. Flipperclip Premium was a one-time purchase, but now it's a subscription service, and it's just not worth it if you ask me. And it's because who animates on Flipperclip anyways? Because there are free animation programs that aren't as frustrating as Flipperclip. But I mean, I know I use Fire Alpaca to animate, which means I have to like time it correctly. I have to really pay attention to timing, because I can't add audio into the files of like Fire Alpaca and stuff. I mean, why use Flipperclip, right? Why use Flipperclip? There's Krita, there's OpenTunes, which I guess the UI is that, yeah, user interface. The UI isn't that beginner friendly, unlike Flipperclip, since it's like mostly a mobile program. Since it's probably easier to use Flipperclip, but I don't understand why you would have to use Flipperclip, because in Krita and in OpenTunes they have features for free that you can't get for free on Flipperclip, right? As far as I remember, you can't even like add good audio on Flipperclip without paying, right? And you can't even have like onion skin. If you're not an animator, it's when you can see like the past frame as you're working on like your current frame. You can't even have like multiple onion skins without paying in Flipperclip, right? Maybe they changed it, maybe they made premium actually worth it, but I don't think it's worth paying. I'm an artist and I don't have that much money. So it's not worth it to me, personally. Just use Krita or OpenTunes, or it's literally any other program that's not as infuriating as Flipperclip. Sorry, I just needed to get it off my chest. Flipperclip, I'm done with Flipperclip. I used to use it. I have some animations on here that were made with Flipperclip. So moving on, we have October. This is a character. These are characters. These are my OCs. No, this isn't my OC, but this is my OC. Wait, did I even start with September? I can't. What? Oh god, I can't even remember. Okay, well, let's just talk about September then. September, this was a piece. I'm gonna post a speech paint of it while listening to this one song by Ismail Marzuki called Sarina. It's a pretty nice song, and it's about like a woman. I think I don't even know the translations of the lyrics. It's all in Dutch except for the chorus. That's it. I just really liked the song, and I liked the singer. I listened to Vieteke van Dort, if that's how you even pronounce her name. It was really fun to work on this. I actually really liked how I rendered it, because I think I did this all in one sitting as well. I can't really remember. I did this on MS Paint. Microsoft Paint. But, well, that's all I have to say about it. I'll probably talk about it more on the speed paints. I don't know. And here in October, yeah, these are OCs. This is my friend's OC. There's one here. That's my friend. This is me, my OC. Like, they're Twisted Wonderland OCs. Yeah, I'm still not out of that phase. It takes me a long time to grow out of it. This guy's his name is Maximilian, and my guy's name is called Dmitri. These three are the same characters. I'm obsessed with this character. I really like drawing him. He's fun to draw. He's easy to draw, especially. I can draw him right now. Look at this. Kind of, I guess. Okay, maybe I talk too much about saying he's easy to draw. No, he is easy to draw. Maybe I just don't want to put effort into it. I don't even have lore for this guy. I mean, apart from being Twisted Wonderland OC. I just like his design. This was also made in MS Paint, by the way. This wasn't Fire Alpaca, but this was in MS Paint. Microsoft Paint. Why do I always say MS Paint? It was fun. I think I got inspiration from a Pinterest drawing I saw on Pinterest that I can't find anymore. And this was I was hopping on a trend that my friend told me to draw because I was bored and I needed something to. I wanted to have something on December. And yeah, finished it in about a week, I think, and I think I improved. I'm looking back on all of this. Well, okay, that's the end of 2025. Let me just remember to say that first before going on to my next tangent. That's all that I have, all the summaries of art that I have in this, that I have currently in this laptop, and I'm looking forward to 2026. I started the year off pretty nicely by finishing those games on Neil Fun, you know, the password game and the captcha game. Surprisingly, they were the captcha game isn't as hard as I thought it would be. I did it in my first try. Not so bragger, I think. People probably it's not that impressive because people probably do it on their first try anyway. But the password game, I spent 5 tries on it and spent probably a bit more than 5 hours of my life to finish the game. I did finish the game and I beat it, and I have a recording of me on the final thing. I planned to make a video on it of me beating it, but I beat it before I can make the video. I beat it today. As of recording this, I beat it today, by the way. The password game was really frustrating. It was really frustrating. I could almost cry just thinking about it. But those games, I only started this. I'm only making this video because I planned to make the video on the password game, but then I didn't. So then I just make a different video about arts instead. Because who subscribes to an artist just to get a random video about password game? Whatever. What am I talking about? Looking back on all of these years, I think you could probably see it. I learned a lot, and I don't even know how to put into words the things that I learned, because the things I learned subconsciously. I don't really learn them on purpose. Improvement is not linear. There were some points in some of these years where I felt like I was getting worse sometimes. Why do I do art? Because it's fun. Because I get to express myself. That's why I do art. But why do I improve in it if I do it for fun? Well, because I see a chance to make money. I don't even know. Why do I improve on it? I guess these are questions that I will answer by the end of 2026. Because I haven't really had that much time to think about it. I actually started drawing in general in around 2018. That's when I started taking drawing seriously. I drew furries. You could tell by the stuff that I draw now. You could tell I draw furries. I started off drawing furries, and also I started off because of FNAF. I actually think I started off drawing because I saw like Five Nights at Freddy's, and like, wow, I want to make fan art of that. I don't even know what to say about that. It's pretty funny. And I guess that's why I started off drawing furries, because I was drawing anthropomorphic animals. I'm looking forward to 2026. See what it has to offer. See what memories I can make. See what I can learn from 2026. And I don't really have any New Year's resolutions. Usually I would have one by now, but I don't. because I don't really feel like thinking about it. I've already had a stressful year, like here in 2025, but even then, looking back on it, it's not that bad of a year, but it's not really that good of a year. I wasn't too productive, but I still improved a lot. Actually, not really. I don't think I improved that much here. This was a pretty slow year for me. But well, I look forward to making art in 2026, and if I can, I actually want to make more content in 2026. Maybe more content like this. Maybe I drop this whole talking thing entirely and just stick to what I'm good at, allegedly, animation and art. But I want to try talking, maybe I should start a different channel on somewhere else that's specifically for talking and stuff. I don't usually get the chance to talk about how I feel or how I think. Like, the reason that I don't know if I already talked about this in the beginning of the video, but the reason that I wanted to make this video was so maybe I could improve the way that I can convey my ideas. If I can improve on putting my thoughts into words more quickly, more efficiently, more effectively, more clearly, and you can almost there were probably some moments in this video where you could tell, you could almost hear that the gears in my brain were turning just to think about what to say. And I'm sorry that my commentaries on my art wasn't very artist-like or very insightful about how I drew them. Maybe I'll probably get better at talking as time goes on if I ever get the chance to practice it more. If this video receives well, which I don't think it will, if I'm being pretty frank, but I have my hopes up. If you have gotten this far into the video already, I want to thank you for sticking to the end. I don't even know what I'm saying. I want to thank you for just sticking to the end, because this is the first time I made a video like this, and I think it's going to be pretty long. I think I yapped for a really long time. I'm not used to that. I'm really not used to that. I think you can hear how tired my voice is getting just by yapping this long. And I'm sorry that I'm not really that funny as well. I think that's all I have to say, so that's all, I guess. Goodbye. I hope if this video gets received well, maybe I'll make more videos like this. I'll probably make more videos like this regardless of whether or not this video receives well. So whatever, you can look forward to that, or don't, and never visit my channel again, or visit when there's, I don't know, animations. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this wasn't a waste of your time. If it is, forgive me. If you can, I would like some feedback about my art, maybe about the video. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So goodbye. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's all.